In this video, I will explain the live mode of the Liviau S system. Liviau S is made for the commercial market, retail, bar, restaurant, hotel, fitness, dancing school. You are now looking at the home page of the Liviau system. On the left, you have the audio master. Here you can turn on/off all audio connected to the system, and you can do the leveling of that audio. In the middle, you have the buttons section, and on the right you have the light master. Here you can turn on/off all lights connected to the system, and you can do the leveling of those lights. When you click on the options button of the audio section, you will see all the audio inputs and outputs that the system provides. On top we have the inputs. There are 2 microphone inputs, 4 line inputs, HDMI left-right input, and the CPU. The audio signal will be taken out of the HDMI signal. This means that the audio of the HDMI signal will go through the audio mixer and will come out of the speakers in the room instead of the speakers in the external screen. If you scroll to the left, you will see the mic preamp. If you don't want to use a microphone, you can turn the preamp off and you will get extra line inputs. Every input has a 4-band equalizer. You can do the equalizing for each input. You can also do this in the program mode and make sure that this button is hidden for the end user. Below, we have the audio outputs. As you can see, there are 6 line outputs, which can be used to connect extra amplifiers or active speakers, and the internal amplifier left-right output. Also, for each output, you have a 4-band equalizer, and also this button can be hidden for the end user. The Liviau system also has an audio matrix built in. That means that every input can be routed to any output, and that you can control up to 4 stereo zones. The end user can do the leveling of each input and output and mute the signal. You can define the maximum input and output level in the program mode. If you click on the options button of the light section, you will see a page with 24 possible light cues. The idea behind this is that the end user can easily change his lights by simply clicking on the cue button. Below, we've added an effects generator. This generator has effect on the intelligent movable lights. You can add extra movements, circle left-right, the figure 8, linear movement, on top of the cues. In the middle, we have the button section. The first button is the advertising button. Here the system gives you 12 buttons. Behind those buttons, you can upload advertising videos. To start or stop a video, simply click on the video button. For each video, you can choose if it needs to play once or loop. The HDMI button on this page activates the HDMI input on the side. You can use this input to connect, for example, a decoder, so that people can watch a sports game. With the audio matrix, you can make sure that the audio signal of this decoder is routed to a certain zone where people are watching the game. The next button is the Play Music button. This is an internal music player. You can choose to import music files from a USB connected to the side of the system, or you can import music files that are stored on the internal storage. There's an internal storage of 12 GB free to use. Then we have the scheduler. Here you can create up to 16 time events. For each time event, you can select the start time and days of the week. On that time and day, you can have a light cue, a video, or some effects on your intelligent light start automatically, and you can activate one or more of the 6 GPOs. For example, if you have a restaurant, You can start the video with the lunch menu automatically at 10 AM and start the video with the dinner menu automatically at 2 PM. If it's closing time, you can put everything on 0 and the lights, video and effects will stop automatically. The press to talk button is basically a talk over button. When you click and hold this button, the background audio will drop to a certain point that you can set in the program mode, and the microphone becomes active. This can be used to do announcements. Also, the audio signal of the microphone can be routed to a certain zone. The last button is the Apps button. Behind this button, you can find the Spotify application. You can also use Spotify as audio source and player.